Unit 1, Day 4. Simplifying expressions using the distributive property. Okay, so as a refresher, the distributive property is A times B plus C equals A times B plus A times C. That is, if we have a number on the outside of our parentheses here, we can distribute, we can spread it around and actually multiply it by everything inside the parentheses. Key thing, everything. All right, rules for distribution. Number 1, everything inside the parentheses gets multiplied. Everything. You have no idea how many times people make that mistake of not multiplying everything in there. Number 2, only multiply by adjacent to the parentheses, only the thing that's right outside there. Okay, and then number 3, pay attention to the sign, okay, the plus or the minus, whichever one it happens to be. All right, now our first couple of examples here. Justify each step with an operation or property. Use each item only once. So I have a word bank over here. And so we're going to try to justify what happened here. So to get from here, this step, to here. Well, really what happened is we took the 4 times the x, 4 times the 2. Okay, that would be classified as the distributive property. Okay, so our first blank here is distributive property. Distributive property. Okay, so next, to get from here to here, 4 times x is 4x, 4 times 2 is 8. So that would be, oh, let me cross that one off. That would be just multiplication. Okay, multiplication. Okay, next, to get from here to here, we actually switched the 8 and the 2x. That would be the commutative property. Okay, commutative property. Okay, and last, we have this last thing over here, combining like terms. Okay, 4x plus 2x gives us 6x. So combining like terms. Okay. Now, the reason we actually did this with those 4 steps right there is because these are the generic steps for distributing. Okay, you're going to almost always distribute something, multiply whatever's there, which a lot of times we combine those into one step. Then we can rearrange or mentally rearrange those terms and then combine them together. Okay, that's what we're going to go about doing. So right here, first thing we do is we distribute the 4 to everything there. So that is the distributive property. Okay, so 4 times 2, 4 times x. Okay, multiplying those two, 4 times 2, we get 8. Can't do anything to combine the 4 and the x there. Okay, then we mentally rearrange here. We move the 8 and the 4x around. Commutative property. And then last, we combine like terms. 14x, 4x. So combine like terms. Okay. Now let's get to some good examples here. All right, number 1. Simplify each expression as much as possible. So we're going to take the negative 3 out here. And we are going to distribute that. Okay, so negative 3 times 2x, negative 3 times negative 1. All right, so negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. So we're going to get negative 6x. Negative 3 times negative 1 gives us a positive 3. So our final answer is, well, can we combine any terms there? And no, we have x's and we have numbers. We cannot combine those, so that is our final answer. Negative 6x plus 3. Okay, number 2. 1/4 times 2 minus 8a. So we're going to take 1/4 times 2 and 1/4 times 8a. So 1/4 of 2 is actually 1/2. 1/4 of 8 is 2, so we get minus 2a. Can't combine any like terms. That is our final answer. Right, number 3, negative 7 times negative 5. That's going to be positive 35. So 35x. Negative 7 times negative 2 is positive 14. So our answer is 35x plus 14. Right, number 4, we have our first example of this. Actually, we had one yesterday, but one of our first examples we have is 6. It's over here on the right. Okay, this is actually called right distribution because you take the 6, multiply it by everything going the other way, but only what's adjacent to the parentheses. It's the only thing that's right next to it, so that's what we distribute. So 6 times 4 is 24, minus 6 times 6 is 36. So 24 minus 36a. Right, number 5, we have an important principle here. We have just a minus sign out here, so we're going to need to imagine this is a minus 1, and negative 1 there. Okay, so negative 1 times negative 2. Negative times negative is positive, so we have positive 2x. Negative 1 times positive 4 is a negative 4, so 2x minus 4. Okay. So 2x minus 4 is our final answer. Can't put anything together there. Okay, number 7. I can tell you we're going to have to combine like terms here because we have this guy hanging out over here. All right, so negative 3. Negative 3 times 4s gives us a negative 12s. Okay, negative 3 times positive 2 is negative 6, so minus 6. I'm going to bring down the minus 2. Okay, bring it down. Here's where we're going to have to combine like terms. Okay, we have a negative 6 right here and a negative 12, or negative 2. So when we combine those two, we're going to get minus 8. Okay, and I'll bring down negative 12s. So negative 12s minus 8. Next, we have number 8. Now, as always, as you're going through these, you need to make sure you're writing questions down as they occur to you. Okay, number 8. We have some more right distribution. Okay, we're going to take our 1/2 we have out here out to the right of the parentheses. It's what's touching the parentheses. So it affects everything here. So we multiply everything in here by 1/2. Okay, so 6a times 1/2 is 3a. Minus 4 times 1/2 is 2, so minus 2. Bring down the plus 2. And here we can combine like terms. Okay, we've already multiplied there, but we can combine like terms because the negative 2 and the positive 2. What is that? It's actually called a zero pair because you add them up, you get 0, nothing. So these vanish on us. They cancel out, and we're left with 3a. And so therefore our answer is actually just 3a. That's it. All right, number 9. We will distribute from the left. We have our 2 times x and 6. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 6 is 12, so plus 12. We'll bring down the plus 3. Combine those two together. 12 and 3 is 15. So we have 2x plus 15. And there we have it. Clearly there is no 10, but number 11. Okay, we will start out by distributing from the left on this guy right here. Okay, so 1/2, kind of written over that. We have minus 1/2 times 2x. Well, that is going to be minus 1x. Now, minus 1/2 times 3 is minus 3 over 2. Now I'm going to have to bring down everything else that's around here. Okay, so the plus 6x, bring it down, and the 4x, bring it down. Now, can we combine like terms? In this case, yes, we can. We have a 4x minus 1x plus 6x. And then the minus 3 over 2 is actually going to be all by itself. So we've got 4 minus 1, that's 3. So 3x plus 6x, that is 9x. So 9x, I probably should write that a little lower, 9x minus 3 over 2. Okay. Hopefully I'll fix these numbering problems before you see this. Okay. Next we have number 13, which should be number 12. It says simplify each expression and evaluate for the given value of x. Okay, so simplify means we're going to get something with x's and numbers in it. Evaluate means we're going to plug in at some point. It's right here. Okay, so first, simplify. So distribute the 4 on the left. Now notice, this is only touching this set of parentheses. That means only the stuff in the parentheses is affected by the 4. Okay, we'll worry about this in a minute. So that's 4 times x, 4x. 4 times 8 is 32. So 4x plus 32. Just that part. Now, negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6, so minus 6. Now we need to combine like terms here. We've got 4x and minus 3x. That would be 4 minus 3, or 1x. Also known as just x. Now we've got 32 minus 6, which is 26. So 1x plus 26, or just x plus 26. All right, now for the evaluate part, okay, we are going to replace x with negative 4. So 1 times negative 4 plus 26. Okay, that's negative 4, so this actually is going to be 22. Okay, so we have two answers to this question. X plus 26 and 22. Okay, next problem. 2 times x minus 5 plus 5x plus 4x. Okay, so there's only one set of parentheses, therefore only one place to distribute. So 2 times, it's right there, 2 times x is 2x. 2 times minus 5 is minus 10. Bring these guys down, plus 5x plus 4x. Combine like terms. As I said earlier, always follow these steps. 2x plus 5x plus 4x. That would be 7, that would be 11x. And we bring down the minus 10. So 11x minus 10 is part of our answer. Next we have to evaluate for x equals 2. So 11 times 2 minus 10, we're going to replace x with 2. That's what that means. So let's see, that is 22 minus 10 is 12. So our two answers are 11x minus 10 and 12. Next, we have 7 times c minus 1 plus 6c plus 3c. Just like that last one, we need to distribute right here first, and that's really the only place to distribute, so don't try to do it anywhere else. And it only affects these guys right here. So that is 7c minus 7. Bring these down, plus 6c plus 3c. Combining our like terms, we have 7c, 6c, and 3c. That would make for 7 and 6 is 13, 16c. Bring down the minus 7. We have combined everything we've got now. 16c minus 7. Now for our evaluate, replace c with negative 2. Okay, let's see, that is negative 32. So that should be negative 39. Okay, so our two answers, 16c minus 7 and negative 39. Okay, next let's see number 16. 12 minus 3f minus 4 plus 6f. Now again, the parentheses are what we care about. Okay, the parentheses are only affecting what's in here. So that means this negative 1 that we are going to write in there is being multiplied by everything inside the parentheses and no more. So 12, negative 1 times 3 is negative 3, so negative 3f. Negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4. Bring down the 6f. Okay, now we need to combine like terms. Actually, we can do it twice here. We have minus 3f and 6f. So negative 3 plus 6 is positive 3. So this is going to be 3f. And then we have 12 plus 4. So that would be a total of 16. So plus 16. So 3f plus 16. Now for our evaluation, we're going to replace f with negative 4. So 3 times negative 4 plus 16. That is negative 12. So that should come out to be 4. So our two answers are 3f plus 16 and 4. Okay. Just a few more to go. Okay. A couple of word problems and multiple choice. All right, number 17 says a rectangular desktop has a length of 3 times x plus 2 units and a width of x minus 7 units. Write an expression in simplified form for the perimeter of the desktop. Draw a picture. Okay, here this is just a good idea, good business to draw a picture. So we have a length of 3 times x plus 2 and a width of x minus 7. Okay, so that means these other sides are 3 times x plus 2 and x minus 7. Now what this comes down to is that we're finding the perimeter, adding up all the sides. So we need to figure out what these sides are. Well, this one, if I distribute this right here, notice, I'm going to draw a second picture over here. Okay, we have x minus 7, x minus 7. But if you distribute this, you get 3x plus 6. That means both sides are 3x plus 6. So if you were going to add all the sides up, you can just combine like terms like we did the other day. 3x plus 3x plus x plus x. 6, 7, 8x. Okay, and then we've got 6 minus 7 is negative 1. Plus 6 is positive 5. Minus 7, that's negative 2. So 8x minus 2 is what we should get when we add all those sides up. Practicing combining like terms. All right, number 18, which expression is equivalent? And by the way, let me just point this out since we are starting with the video thing. Anytime you need to pause the video, that's what it's there for. So the big two lines are there for. Okay, pause the video. And anytime you have questions, write them down. Because as you're going, you may not understand everything. But when you get to see me in class, those are things you want to ask about. Okay? All right, so 18, which expression is equivalent to this guy right here? So we're going to have to distribute it a couple of times. And we might be able to use a little bit of common sense to figure out what's going on if we add up all the x's first. Okay, so right here, negative 7 times x. So we're going to have negative 7x somewhere in there. Okay, and I'm only worrying about the x's. Okay, so I'm only doing this part right here. Next, we're going to have this right here. We have negative 5x and then minus 4x. So depending on how many x's that is, that might help us out. Let's see, that's negative 12, negative 16x. Okay, so that narrows it down to those two. So we do, in fact, have to worry about the numbers now. So negative 7 times negative 2 is plus 14. So I'm going to draw the rest of the arrows. 5 times 3 is plus 15. And that's all the numbers. So we get plus 29, which is B. Okay. All right, last problem. You bought a pair of shoes for $89.95 at Foot Locker. The tax rate is 8.25%, which in fact in Texas almost always is, depending on which city you go to. Okay, how much tax it was due? Okay, so what we could do, so we need to turn this into a decimal, and we will take $89.95 times 0.0825. Which I do not know off the top of my head. Let's see if I can get my calculator to work. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so 89.95 times 0.0825. That is $7. I'm going to round this, $7.42. Okay, and then it says, what's the total price? Well, this is just the tax. Okay, so the total price is the $89.95 plus the tax. So the total price, $89.95, is $97.37. Okay, now this is a cool use of the distributive property, is part C. Write an expression showing how to find the total price. Okay, and I use this all the time, and I'd love to tell you about this a little bit more in class, but I use this all the time, where I'll take $89.95, okay, it's plus $89.95 times the tax rate. Okay, that's what you did, right? The tax, the item price plus the tax. Well, this actually works as you could do this instead. You could actually multiply by this, and it's actually the same thing. Because if you distribute this guy, or you factor, don't know what that word means yet, or you distribute something over here, you actually get the same thing. Okay, but this is what we're going to say is our expression for the total price. All right, that brings us to the end of these notes, Unit 1, Day 4, and we'll get some more practice on this later.